Hey everyone, I know this is a little bit weird. I'm posting a tier list on a Thursday, but don't worry, we still have a tier list coming out on Sunday. I just wanted to do this now because I'm kind of in the middle of redoing the setup a little bit, and I don't know how many videos I'm going to be able to record. So no face cam, no review today. We're just going to do a simple tier list. In this video, we're going to be doing Star Wars movies. Now, this is going to be kind of a quick one. I'm not going to go too in depth about each of these, but I just want to say right off the bat, this is not my objective quality ranking of all these movies. These are not going to be ranked 1 through 11, and I have to do a full rewatch of Star Wars to fully grasp my opinions on the quality of these films. These are just from what I remember of the movies, last time I've watched them, and what my just overall consensus for each of these movies is. So we're going to start with episode 2. Episode 2 is not a good movie in my opinion. S tier is going to be like 5 stars, obviously. A is going to be like 4 to 4.5. 3, like 3.5 to 4, depending on what's here. 3, 2.5, and then like garbage. I don't think this is going to be fully in the F tier, but I don't like Attack of the Clones that much. I think the dialogue is horrible. I think the movie just is way too jumbled with random plot lines and things like that. And I think it's corny, it's campy, it's cheesy. The green screens are not good. The fight on Geonosia at the end is really good. I enjoy that aspect of it. Other than that, I can find myself just dozing off during this movie until the fight happens at the end. And it just doesn't capture my attention at all. This movie is just not really it. Maybe on a rewatch I'll like it. Now, Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace we're also going to put in the D tier, though slightly higher. Maybe C. No, because I have movies I want to put in the C tier. Yeah, episode 1 is a bit dull. There's way too much political stuff going on, which is engaging enough unless you watch any of the other Star Wars movies and you're like, wow, this movie's kind of boring. And not only is it boring, but Darth Maul is underutilized. And I think baby Anakin does a good job in this movie, but it doesn't save it because this movie's just a bit, I don't know, it's a bit blah. That's all I can really say. Now, Revenge of the Sith is going straight up in the A tier. It might even go in the S tier. It's probably my second or third favorite Star Wars movie. It's fantastic. So much better than its first two prequels. I think this movie wraps up the Anakin storyline really nicely. The fight on Mustafar has always been amazing to me. It continues to be one of the best fights in the entire franchise. And this movie is just so nostalgic. I love General Grievous. I love Obi-Wan. I love Anakin in this movie. Padme does a great job as well. Yoda. Yoda's fight with Emperor Palpatine is great. Like, this movie has everything. And I can never say anything bad about it, even if it's not my favorite. Now, A New Hope is good. A New Hope is a little bit dry by today's standards, but you really can't discount the fact that it's like the modern stepping stone for sci-fi movies. And it's so influential. You could see it. It's just literally so many things have sprung from this movie, including 10 sequels. And yeah, Star Wars A New Hope is great. It's aged really well, even though some of it looks a little old. It doesn't look bad. It just definitely looks like it's from a different era. But man, this movie is such a nice, like, nostalgic sci-fi 70s film. I just love it. Now, Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back did what New Hope did, but it did it better. The stakes were higher. The character development for the main leads were better. And I think the villain, Vader's more imposing in this movie. This movie's fantastic. It has literally everything that New Hope does, but it's executed more impressively. And I think the beginning fight in the snow is still one of my favorite scenes in any Star Wars movie. The Luke being trapped and having to cut open that little thing, or sorry, Solo having to cut open that weird animal. Ugh, it's just so gross. The practical effects in this movie are amazing. I love Empire Strikes Back. Now, Return of the Jedi is a big step down for me. I think it's significantly more bland than the first two. I think going to that forest planet, it just really halts the pace of this movie. And we spend like an hour there. There's only really two parts of this movie. There's the Jabba the Hutt and Leia desert. Then there's the woods, the forest scene at the end. That's really all this movie is. And the Sarlacc pit scene is good. The Leia slave scene everybody loves. I mean, it's kind of fan service more than anything, but it's still good, I suppose. And the end with Vader and Luke fighting each other, that's great as well. But this movie just has so many pieces in between that I think are very lackluster, and I don't think it ends the best that it could. I don't know. I enjoy Vader's redemption in here, but I don't know. I just wish this movie played out a bit differently. But what can I say? It came out like 40 years ago. All right, now we're getting into. Let's go Rogue One. Rogue One, I'm tempted to put in the A tier, and after a rewatch, I almost certainly will put it in the A tier. For now, I have it in the B tier. I really like Rogue One. Besides Force Awakens, it's the most beautiful Star Wars movie. I think it looks great. Gareth Edwards is such an amazing director. He's made some of my favorite movies, Godzilla, The Creator. And so yeah, it's no surprise that this movie looks fantastic. And the characters are great. The characters are all these B-list people that we don't even know of, but we learn to care about them. And obviously, if you know what happens at the end of this movie, we don't really grow connections to them for that long. But yeah, this movie's great. It's super solid, and it's a nice little one-off, but it still feels like it has high stakes within the rest of the timeline of Star Wars. Now we have, I'm going to save the sequels for last. We're going to go Solo here. I don't like Solo that much. I think it's a bit bland. I think it's a bit boring. I think it's a little bit like, just, I don't know. Solo's just got some weird parts to it. Now, Alden, I believe that's his name, he does a great job playing Solo, but Solo's never been one of my favorite characters from the original franchise. Like, I like Luke more. I always like Obi-Wan, Yoda, Chewie. So Solo was never in my top three, at least, so I don't care as much for him. Lando Calrissian's trying to, like, do a robot the entire movie. Like, that part's weird. There's some weird things in this film. It doesn't feel very high stakes because we obviously know Solo survives, so any hijinks that he gets into, obviously you know he's not going to get any irreparable damage or death upon him. So, I don't know. I just feel like Solo's a bit of a miss for me. Now we're getting into the sequels, and what can I say about the sequels besides Force Awakens is just so much better than what came after it. And I'm sorry, but people nowadays, they discredit Force Awakens because of the sequels. You can't discredit the movie because of its sequels. This was made before the sequels came out, obviously, so there's no way you could be like, oh, actually, this movie's worse because its movies after are bad. That makes no sense whatsoever. That means you're discrediting this amazing film. Force Awakens is great. It feels like an homage to A New Hope, but it still feels like its own thing. Kylo Ren is a great new villain. I love the storyline with Finn being like an exiled stormtrooper that has his own independent thoughts. I love Rey's introduction. I think she was ruined in the other movies, but obviously we're not going to discredit that here because the mystery of her parents in this movie was handled really well. I like Poe. BB-8 is adorable. He's the next coming of R2-D2. So yeah, I love the hell out of Force Awakens. It's my favorite Star Wars movie, and you can't ever get me to say anything bad about this film because it's fantastic. Not to mention, it's probably, besides Rogue One, the most beautiful looking movie in the franchise. And then we get to this absolute train wreck abomination of a movie. The only redeeming quality of this film is the visuals. It looks fantastic, but even then, I like the aesthetic of Force Awakens more. But this movie looks great. Other than that, this movie's absolutely trash. They Disneyized it. Rose is obnoxious. Finn is obnoxious in this movie. Rey doesn't even do anything in this film. Neither does Kylo Ren. Like, everybody's just kind of sitting around doing nothing. Luke's death, sorry for the spoiler, Luke's death is handled so stupidly in this film. And the only redeeming quality, besides the visuals, is probably the Holdo maneuver scene. I think that's great. But then again, it can't save this mediocre movie. I'm sorry. And finally, Rise of Skywalker. This is going to get the most hate because everybody thinks this is the worst Star Wars film. For me personally, I don't think it's a good movie, but I have fun with it because I can forgive some of the weird mistakes in it because I just have a great time with it. Now, is the writing atrocious? Yes. Is the writing awful? Yes. Are the characters dumb? Yes. Is Finn just screaming Rey the entire movie? Yes. But the Knights of Ren scene, the fight with them, the fight between Rey and Kylo Ren versus Palpatine is fantastic. It's so cool. Even though they Disneyized it at the end when she's like, "I'm all the Jedi," that was corny. But I'm not claiming that this movie was good. Again, I said the script is bad. And there's so many plot conveniences, but man, there's just something about this film that's so aesthetically pleasing to me. It's so weird that I just enjoy like the way this movie looks and feels. I know it's stupid, but it feels like a 4-hour movie that was cut down to 2. It's edited to hell, but I don't know. There's just something about it that I just enjoy. I like it a lot. And yes, just for the record, I have said it 5 times during this video. I don't think the movie is good, but this is my list on my enjoyment of the films and my individual ranking. So yes, that has been my tier list of all the Star Wars films. Let me know what you guys think. Where would you put these? What did you like about my list? What did you dislike about it? Please make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are almost at 200 subscribers. I can't tell you enough how much I absolutely appreciate all the support, all the likes, all the comments, all the subscriptions. I appreciate it so much. We're almost at 200. When we hit 200, we'll be pushing for 500. Let's get there soon, and let's keep growing this thing into something. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Thank you.